Hello, my name's Kath Berry from Acupuncture Professional. We're here to celebrate National Fertility Awareness Week, the 27th of October through until the 2nd of November 2014. The following is an interview with two fertility specialists, Lianne Aquilina and Irina Szmelskyj, authors of Acupuncture for IVF and Assisted Reproduction, a new book out by Elsevier. We do hope you enjoy this interview, and should you require advice, support and understanding, please go to infertilitynetworkuk.com.
Hello, I'm Lianne Aquilina. I'm an acupuncturist, clinical supervisor, and I guest lecture with Irina. We have just co-authored a book called Acupuncture for IVF and Assisted Reproduction.
Terrific. And introducing Irina.
Hello, thank you for having me this morning. So my name is Irina Szmelskyj. I'm an acupuncturist and I also work as master's degree research supervisor at the Northern College of Acupuncture in York, as well as lecture with Lianne as a guest lecturer on the subject of acupuncture for fertility and IVF.
Terrific. So Irina, I've got a question for you. What inspired you to start working in women's health?
There wasn't really anything that, wasn't a single point in time that I would say like a light bulb when I thought this is what I want to do. It was the interest that I had probably right from the outset, and then we had a few fairly inspirational lecturers in the college who did some fertility work, and I think listening to them I thought, I quite like what I'm hearing. Although the actual training was quite basic with respect to IVF, but the lecturers were quite inspiring, and it was just a gradual development of my interest in that area. It wasn't specifically, I wanted to specialize in fertility right from the beginning, so I genuinely do not remember quite what would have prompted me to want to specialize. I think it's maybe the fact that I'm a woman, that I wanted to have children myself, and
yeah, it's such a fascinating
I relate
area.
to that.
And Lianne, do you have anything else to add about your own journey through acupuncture to specialise in women's health?
Well, I don't actually, it might sound bizarre, but I don't actually specialise in women's health myself because I treat patients having fertility treatment, but I also treat other patients, maybe their parents or maybe Mr. Smith coming with back pain. So I got into the treatment for acupuncture for IVF through quite by accident, actually, as a student. Yeah, so as a student, we had a patient list, and me and my friend Emily Buchan were looking at who we had in, and I had a new client for back pain, and she had a new patient for IVF. And she said, "Can I see your patient? Can we swap?" And I said, "Oh." She goes, "I've just done an assignment on back pain and I would really like to treat that patient." So I said, "Okay." So we swapped, and in came this patient, this lady who was trying to conceive and who had struggled. And my journey started there, really.
And so tell me some of the challenges, Irina, along the way of obviously, the book itself is a celebration of all you've learnt. Can you tell us a little bit more about the process of accumulating all that clinical expertise and the knowledge along the way?
Accumulation, again, it was a gradual process. When I started working with that patient group, I have to be honest, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. It was a case of patients would come in and I would go away and do an awful lot of research, both acupuncture research, conventional medical research, and gradually learn from each and every case. And of course also read as much as possible, attend almost in the early stages, I attended probably every type of postgraduate course, conference, seminar on the topic that I could attend. And gradually, we got to the point where, Lianne and I, we met actually by chance. Lianne was my locum when I went on maternity leave. And I wanted Lianne to cover for me because she had similar background to me in terms of she was interested in infertility. She did a lot of work on that. And as we got to know each other, we realized that we had very similar journeys. So we qualified. We both started seeing more and more patients for infertility and IVF. And And we both realised that in order to do really good treatments, we had to do an awful lot of research. And we both felt that probably the undergraduate level training that we had wasn't adequate enough to really prepare us how to deal with this patient group. And that's how it all began, really. So we decided that we will change the undergraduate education system. So we set up initially a year's 3 students course for University of Lincoln, where Lianne worked as a clinical supervisor. And then also we did a very similar guest lecture at the Northern College of Acupuncture, where I qualified from and where I worked. It's probably jumping it a little bit ahead, but I might as well finish this story. So when we were preparing the lecture, the night before the first lecture, we used my husband as a guinea pig student. So we did a dry run of a few slides on him, and he has a lot of experience in research, and he used to work as an editor of osteopathic journal. And he said to us that evening, he said, "This is really, really good. You should publish this as a book." And we didn't really seriously at that point in time, didn't even take it seriously, really, to be honest. We were so focused on the lecture and get how to do a good lecture. And then the day after the lecture, I had a free day, and just on an off chance emailed Elsevier, our publisher, and I said, "My colleague and I have an idea for a book. Is this something you might be interested in?" And I emailed us straight back and said, "Please submit a proposal. We're really, really interested." So that's pretty much. So it's a very, very long journey, really. One thing led to another, and here we are, 3.5 years later.
Indeed. And what I love is, knowing that the book is now available for people, and filling in all of those gaps and making sure that practitioners themselves get good results within their clinic. And as Irina said, that the opportunity there is perhaps that research reflects clinical practice rather than dictates clinical practice. And so, look, again, it's been wonderful talking with you both, and I can see that you're both very passionate about what you do, and it's wonderful to know that perhaps this is the first of many books to come based on this area. So, it's really terrific to have you both, and what we love is being able to offer people an introduction to you both as practitioners and authors. So we really appreciate you sharing your time today. And so again, if somebody was to want a copy of the book, Irina, how would they go about finding the best way to order that?
It's available pretty much on most bookstores online, Amazon, Elsevier store, our publisher store. I think it's everywhere.
Terrific. Listen, it's so wonderful to have you. So thank you again, Lianne, Aquilina,
Thank you,
and Irina Szmelskyj. It's just been terrific. So thanks again for your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Acupuncture can be safe and effective for male and female fertility issues. Contact a qualified acupuncturist today. Visit the British Acupuncture Council website at www.acupuncture.org.uk.